This isn't a pandemic. This isn't 2020. This is the summer of 2025, and America's tourism industry is unraveling. Airports once packed with international travelers are falling quiet. Hotels are slashing prices. And cities that built entire economies on tourism are now watching the crowds vanish. No new virus, no travel ban, just silence, and millions of tourists who never showed up. In the last 6 months alone, over 3 million international travelers have canceled trips to the U.S. The result? A tourism industry on the verge of collapse, with experts warning of up to $100 billion in lost revenue by year's end. That's not just a downturn. That's devastation. Today, we're breaking down 7 U.S. states hit the hardest by this growing collapse. From Hawaii's empty beaches to Detroit's deserted crossings, these stories aren't just numbers. They're warnings. Number 1, Hawaii. Hawaii has always been America's postcard to the world: volcanoes, beaches, sunsets. But in 2025, that postcard is curling at the edges, and no one is sending it anymore. Visitor numbers across Oahu, Maui, and the Big Island have dropped sharply. On some flights, entire rows are empty, and that's in peak season. Sure, airfare prices are up. Hotel rates haven't come down. But locals say something deeper is happening. After the deadly Maui wildfires in 2023, the island lost not just homes, it lost trust. Many travelers felt uncomfortable returning while recovery efforts lagged. But that discomfort has turned into something else. Call it a quiet boycott. Visitors from Canada and Europe have started pulling back, not because they can't afford it, but because they no longer feel welcome in the U.S. Policies, protests, rising hostility, they're choosing to go elsewhere. Hawaii is caught in the middle, a paradise losing its purpose. And unlike New York or California, Hawaii doesn't have a backup plan. Its economy bleeds tourism, and right now, it's bleeding fast. Tour operators are canceling. Small businesses are closing early. And many locals are asking the same question: what happens when the world stops coming? And yet, what's happening thousands of miles away might be even worse. Number 2, New York. New York doesn't just welcome tourists, it depends on them. But in 2025, the city that never sleeps is starting to feel empty. Over 800,000 international travelers have already canceled or rerouted their trips, most from Canada, the UK, and Western Europe. And while hotels remain open and Broadway lights still shine, spending has cratered. The city is projected to lose over $7 billion in visitor revenue this year. But when you factor in lost jobs, closed restaurants, fewer tips, and thinning retail traffic, the real economic impact could be many times higher. Tourism is one of New York's lifelines, and it's being slowly cut off. Travel agencies report falling interest, and international bookings have dropped for the 3rd quarter in a row. And it's not just about money, it's about perception. More and more travelers are saying it out loud. We're avoiding the U.S. It just doesn't feel safe or welcoming anymore. Stories of customs delays, aggressive questioning, and viral airport videos are spreading fast. Visitors aren't just canceling, they're choosing other destinations on principle. Paris, Tokyo, Toronto, anywhere but here. The skyline still stands, the taxis still run, but the buzz? It's fading fast. And where we're heading next, things are unraveling even faster. Number 3, California. For decades, California was the crown jewel of American tourism. From the vineyards of Napa to the beaches of Santa Monica, it offered everything, and the world showed up. But in 2025, that shine is fading. Canadian visitors, once the state's largest international market, are disappearing. In March alone, air arrivals dropped 15.5%. From Mexico, down 24.2%. State tourism officials now project a $6 billion shortfall, and it's not just the economy feeling it. Behind the numbers is a growing backlash. Since President Trump's return, diplomatic ties with Canada have soured. He's called it America's 51st state and threatened to use economic force to bend Ottawa's will. Canadians are responding, booing the U.S. anthem at games, pulling U.S. products from stores, and canceling California vacations. Governor Newsom launched a campaign to win them back, even posting on X, "Don't let DC ruin your beach plans." Cities like Palm Springs followed his lead, putting up pro-Canada signs and rolling out red carpets. But the response? Silence. The streets stayed quiet. The crowds never came. California still offers sunshine, mountains, and coastlines. But for the first time in decades, the world is looking away. And where we're going next? The decline isn't subtle, it's personal. Number 4, Michigan. For Michigan, tourism isn't just a season, it's a lifeline. And much of that lifeline comes from across the border. But in 2025, the crossings from Canada are thinning fast. In Detroit alone, Canadian border traffic has dropped 13% compared to last year. Flights from Canada are down nearly 70%. Some local businesses report revenue losses nearing $2 billion, just from reduced tourism. But this isn't about exchange rates or fuel costs. It's about something deeper: resentment. Tensions between the US and Canada are at their highest in decades. Tariffs, political jabs, and border search complaints have triggered what many are calling a travel strike. Canadians are simply choosing not to come. At Detroit's border, travelers report increased questioning, long wait times, even phone inspections. Immigration lawyers have advised Canadians to carry burner phones, a chilling sign of how strained things have become. For Michigan, a state that depends on weekend shoppers, casino runs, and day trips, the impact is immediate. What used to be a steady stream of visitors is now a trickle, and in many towns, that trickle is drying up. And next, we head to a state where even the tourists still arriving are starting to regret it. Number 5, Florida. Florida still looks busy. The beaches are full, the theme parks are running, and flights into Miami are packed. But something isn't right. International arrivals are down 14%, and you can feel it in the parts of the industry that usually stay quiet. Cruise bookings are quietly shifting to other ports. Luxury hotels are offering 40% discounts on rooms that used to sell out months in advance. Even major attractions are trimming hours, without saying why. At Orlando International Airport, staff are reporting lighter baggage loads and more single-day flyers. Tourism officials insist the state is doing fine, but dig beneath the surface, and the numbers tell a different story. Florida's boom is starting to feel like a mirage. Most of the crowds now are domestic, and they're not spending like international tourists used to. Dining reservations sit open. Upscale retailers are struggling. And resort towns once buzzing with foreign languages now feel quieter, flatter, emptier. Florida is still selling the dream, but the cracks in the fantasy are widening, because when the illusion breaks, the fall is fast. Next, we head to a state where tourism hasn't slowed. It's been replaced. Number 6, Texas. Texas looks like it's winning. Packed cities, crowded events, but behind the numbers, something's unraveling. Austin, Houston, Dallas, they're still drawing people in. But look closer at who's visiting, and who's not. International arrivals to Texas are down 18%, with sharp declines from Canada, Germany, and the UK, all once reliable markets. Instead, the state's visitor base is shifting inward. Domestic travelers from politically aligned states are fueling a different kind of boom, one focused on conventions, rodeos, and regional events, not culture or global exchange. For cities like Austin and San Antonio, this isn't growth, it's a reset. Luxury hotels are reporting more no-shows. San Antonio's Riverwalk is noticeably slower. And one major European agency dropped Texas from its 2025 offerings, citing client discomfort and rising entry refusals. On social media, international travelers say they're skipping Texas, not in protest but out of unease. Border crackdowns, gun laws, aggressive policing, it's enough to change vacation plans. Texas tourism isn't collapsing, but it's shifting, fast and maybe permanently. And next, we head to a place where the spotlight never turns off, even as the crowds quietly fade. Number 7, Nevada. Las Vegas doesn't show weakness. The lights stay on, the music never stops, and every seat looks taken. But behind the illusion, Nevada is hurting. Las Vegas tourism is down 9% year over year, with international visitors dropping the fastest. Groups from Europe and Asia are skipping Vegas for cheaper, trendier alternatives like Dubai or Cancun. The once reliable convention scene? Thinning fast. Despite $180 million in global marketing over the past 2 years, international bookings are still shrinking. And it's not just Vegas. In Reno, long-haul air traffic has dropped and hotel blocks are going unused. Something's changed. Some say Vegas feels too polished, too corporate, like it lost the edge that made it fun. Others blame politics, gun violence, and rising costs for turning travelers away. One UK-based travel site even removed Nevada from its 2025 catalog, citing customer fatigue and safety concerns. Nevada's tourism machine is still running, but it's working harder than ever just to stay in place. The shimmer is starting to look artificial, and travelers are noticing. And when even Las Vegas starts losing its luck, you know the stakes are changing. This isn't just about empty hotels, it's a quiet vote of no confidence from the rest of the world. America once sold a promise: freedom, excitement, safety. But in 2025, that promise feels broken. Visitors are being overcharged, surveilled, and turned away. And many just aren't coming at all. Behind every canceled trip is a fading connection, and that silence comes at a cost. Will the US pay attention, or just keep the lights on while the world walks away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this hit home, hit subscribe. It helps more than you think.